I know that you're likely tired of hearing about the media missing the moment. Journalists, largely, there are individual journalists out there, even ones who work for shitty outlets, outlets that have dropped the ball. New York Times in this case, but Washington Post. There's many. CNN. They're shit in the bed in many ways as an organization, but there are individual journalists that do a good job. I wanted to get that out of the way. However, the organizations for which they work are not doing a good job. And I want to highlight a few elements of this particular story. The most shocking headline you'll hear of the day that you no way had any idea this was coming. It is shocking development in our American political landscape right now and the hellscape in which we live, that Fox adds a new host, says the New York Times, Lara Trump. There is no precedent, says the New York Times, for a sitting president's relative to host a show on major television news channel. There's no precedence for it. Is that the thing? There's no precedence for New York Times. Is it not that we've given this guy, and really, that's a misnomer. We haven't given him access to Treasury Department payment systems, and we haven't given him the ability to shutter government agencies that were in the midst of investigating his business practices and the range to which he is a national security threat. You know, but this is the no precedence for it. Lara Trump. And I'll tell you why she's not running for Senate in Florida. We'll get to it. I'm going to read a little from this article, but I'll tell you why she's not running for Senate in Florida and instead has opted for a television job where she can sing her little ditties on Fox News. It's because she's going to get paid a lot more money being a Fox News host than the $184,000 or whatever dollar salary it is to be a United States senator. Come on. President Trump persuaded several Fox News hosts to leave the network and take up major roles in his administration. Now, a Trump is joining the network. Lara Trump, Mr. Trump's daughter-in-law and a former co-chair of the Republican Party, will begin hosting a new weekend show on Fox News on February 22nd. The network announced on Wednesday. The president and his children are frequent guests on Fox News, but there is no precedent for the close relative of a sitting president to host a high-profile show on a major television news channel. Quote, "My View with Lara Trump," expected to air on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, and they're giving her just a throwaway B or C team time slot too. An evening weekend slot. I mean, you might as well give her what CNN offered to Jim Acosta and give her a midnight show. Great. My View with Lara Trump, expected to air on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, will include a mix of analysis and interviews with influential figures. The network is describing the show as focused on the return of common sense to all corners of American life, echoing the term common sense that Trump administration has frequently deployed. Common sense. Common sense. Ms. Trump, 42, who is married to the president's goofy son, Eric, is no stranger to a television studio. She worked for several years as a producer on Inside Edition and served as an on-air contributor to Fox News from March 2021 to December 2022. Quote, "Lara was a total professional and a natural when she was with us years ago," Suzanne Scott, the chief executive of Fox News Media, told the New York Times in a message on Wednesday. Quote, "She is very talented." I can't even do it. Lara Trump is very talented. Her talent was marrying Donald Trump's goober son. That's the talent. She is not talented. She is not a talented orator. She is not a talented analyzer or commentator on the news. She's not a talented anything other than daughter-in-law of the President of the United States. She is very talented and is a strong, effective communicator with great potential as a host. So they're giving her a job, someone who has great potential. She hasn't proven out as a great host. Well, we believe she has good potential, so let's give her a show. talented. Last year, at the urging of her father-in-law, Ms. Trump ran for and was elected co-chair of the Republican National Committee. She helped oversee the party's finances. Oh, did she? She helped oversee the party's finances. I'm sure she's just a whiz in that arena. Electoral operations and nominating convention in Milwaukee. She stepped down from the role last month. Last paragraph here. Ms. Trump told a reporter in December that she would seriously consider pursuing the Senate seat in Florida vacated by Marco Rubio, who is now Secretary of State. By January, however, she was in discussions with Ms. Scott, Suzanne Scott from Fox News, about her former role with the network. Talented, potential, unprecedented. There's no precedent for this. I hate to break it to you, the New York Times, there's done a lot of shit that there's no precedent for, that we are certainly currently languishing under the weight of. So, what do you think? I'm sure I can guess, but please, you could get it on the record in the comments. That would be fantastic. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I do want to hear from you. Thank you very much for your time and your engagement. Every little click, every subscription, every comment, every share of this video goes a long way to support the work we do here, and I appreciate it very much. Follow me on social media if you are a glutton for punishment. I am at Dollemore just about everywhere. I'd love to see you there. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.